Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. We did it! We hit 100,000 subscribers, girls! Thank you guys so much for this monumentous occasion in my life. I cannot believe January 2021, you had to be there. 25,000 subscribers. Just a couple of months before I'd started doing America's Next Top Scandal, girls. And here we are, ending 2021 with 100,000 subscribers. I absolutely cannot thank you guys enough for this marvelous blessing in my life. If I were to take you back to 2014 and potentially the end of 2013, when my previous channel I felt a bit lost with, I didn't quite know where I was going, I didn't know my direction, I didn't know where I was gonna be in 5 years' time, as they say. Here I am, sis, doing better than ever and thriving. So, my lovelies, welcome today to my yearly seasonal video, which is goodbye that year. I know, I always do like to give you a little bit of that baity click by saying goodbye, sob hashtag. I'm not going anywhere, sis, not going anywhere. I do, however, want to talk to you a little bit about the year that I have had and what I'm saying goodbye to in this year and attaining new energy and new goals for the next year of my life and this adventure. Whew, strap in, girls. So I want to take you all the way back to January of this year. I actually posted my second most watched video, which I didn't even really realize, which is called No Really, How Did America's Next Top Model Get Away With This? In this video is the most shocking things that I've ever seen on America's Next Top Model. And actually that video got limited and demonetized. So it was quite shocking. I feel like everyone felt that it was quite shocking. That video sparked a new era for me in this world, on this planet, my loves. I have always had this bizarre, fascinating interest with particularly high-intensity fashion shows such as America's Next Top Model and all of the franchises therein. It wasn't until I kept posting a couple of these videos that someone commented that I should watch The Swan.
Why aren't you making it to the planet?
That's the one, girls! Now, I had absolutely no idea what I was in for, my loves. Absolutely. Not a single iota of my brain had experienced anything as absolutely bonkers as that first season of The Swan. There I am, 25,000 subscribers, and I thought, oh, people keep telling me to watch this show, watch this really dramatic makeover show about plastic surgery. And I was like, well, I've had a bit of plastic surgery, I've had my lips done, I've had a bit of Botox. Well, not at that point I hadn't. And I thought, okay, shall I take a chance on this? Shall I absolutely take a chance on this one show that I don't know how people are going to react to it. I don't know how people are going to think about it. And I went ahead and I bought the complete series box set of season 1 and season 2. And it was quite a pretty penny. It was quite a pretty penny for this show that aired in 2004. It was £30 in the UK. And I remember thinking at my previous job, I was like, am I really going to spend some of my wage that I earn on this? Am I the drama? Turns out I was the drama. So throughout that entire bonkers show, I have garnered over 1 million views alone just on The Swan. In fact, the first episode of season 1 of The Swan is my most watched video to this date with, what should we say? What is it? Is it 229,000 views? It is my most watched video to date on this Chanel, my loves. And that really set the trajectory of my entire channel. Before doing that, I'd never done long format videos on YouTube. I had absolutely no idea how people were going to react to it. I had no idea how already the 20,000 people, 25,000 people, 30,000 people at that point who are already watching me, I had no idea if they wanted like hour-long videos or just, in fact, over an hour-long video. I had no idea how people were going to react to it at all. I'll let you in on a little secret, my loves. You bloody loved it. Before that burst of success I got that actually transformed my channel into a commentary channel, both this and my earliest America's Next Top Model videos, I had kind of said to myself, if I don't get anything from YouTube, or if it starts to take more effort than I am feeling any amount of joy from, I'm gonna stop doing YouTube. And I'm going to retire from social media. Now look at me, girls. Now look at me, girls. 700,000 views a month and counting. In my personal life, this year has also had quite a lot of ups and downs, shall we say. Generally because of, well, the panini, the panoiliers that's currently still kind of happening. I guess we're coming to the tail end of it. Who really knows? It feels like that's what's happening, but is it really? Probably not, let's be honest. Excuse the outfit change, I had misjudged how hot that jacket was actually going to make me. I had hit a point in my life where I didn't really know what I was going to do. So at the time, up until April, I was working in beauty. I was on the beauty floor, interacting with customers in a retail environment. Having just gotten my degree, I was really seriously considering going off and doing a master's. So over the year before last, over 2019 into 2020, I had done several interviews at science positions. Should we just call them science positions? Yes. And I failed to make the final cut each single time in trying to get regular paid work. I had to then go back to my roots and work within beauty because I knew I could do it, and I did. It wasn't until April of this year that, because the panini had gotten so intense and people were making redundancies where I previously worked, that things began to align in my life. I had just gotten a certain amount of views from YouTube, and I was just starting to be able to even contemplate the idea of making it my full-time thing. That, alongside Twitch and alongside Patreon, really was a blessing to me, a real blessing to me. And let me get you onto the Patreons, my love. Let me get onto you, because you are wild, my loves, wild for making my dreams come true. At this point, I was in a really sticky situation. I was like, okay, they're making redundancies at work. It's likely I'm going to get cut, or I'm going to have my hours drastically reduced. What do I do? And it was then that I decided, after speaking to Rolly for a little bit, I was like, this needs, like, if I need to do it now. I need to up my videos to twice a week. I need to take the bull by the horns, girl, and make this position work for me. And sometimes I do often think and wonder, what would have happened to me if that hadn't have happened? What would have happened to me? I would have been rock bottom in the middle of a panini, and that, I feel like, may have just sent me over the edge, sent my mental stability over the edge, my loves, because over the last year, the ability of making YouTube videos and making digital content and being a Twitch streamer has allowed me to save every penny, every single penny, every single penny. And through the donations to the GoFundMe, I am now in a position in 2022 to get my facial feminization surgery. My facial feminization surgery has been this thing in my mind that has been from about 2014, 2013, when I first began my transition. And I was like, it's this mammoth thing that I'm just like pushing towards, that I never really felt like I could get to, that I just wanted to give up with, because I was just so convinced that it was so out of my reach, And I'm finally in a position now to say to you all that in May 2022, I have a date booked for my surgery, and I'm going to hit that point in my transition where I can finally say I am at the tail end of it. I'm at the tail end of my transition. I am happy where I am. And it's been a really difficult decade for me. I even made this in the Goodbye the 2010s video that I did a couple of years ago. The last decade of my life was so tumultuous. I feel like my whole 20s were just tumultuous, and it's only coming to now, and I am in my early 30s now, that things are starting to stabilize out a little bit. And it feels like I can slightly breathe out a sigh of relief a little bit. I'm still working the hardest I have ever worked. I spend hours in front of computers, hours in front of my screens, hours in front of you guys on Twitch, enjoying myself, enjoying my work, creating content that I am so thankful people enjoy. Not only that, I see your guys' beautiful messages that my content has helped you get through this panini and the bad mental health spots that have come with it, because I have been there myself. If I didn't have all of this to keep my mind busy being creative and engaging, and in a way taking myself on this insane plastic surgery journey that we've been on, when reacting to The Swan, when reacting to bridal plasty, and of course now literally coming to the end of season 1 of America's Next Top Model, I have so many plans for 2022, and so many more series, reality TV things to watch, and I cannot wait. Talking about plastic surgery, this year has also seen my interest in this industry explode. It's actually kind of seen me more, in a way, teach myself and some of you guys about the don'ts. It's very easy to say, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, like do this, do that, do this, do that. But also learning the pitfalls of other people and actually taking a second out of your day and going, that's a bad idea and we're not going to do that. This year, I also branched into a type of content which is almost like cautionary tales, shall we say. Both with my beauty horror stories videos, which I do plan to make a comeback. I just want it to have a better, more catchy title of that series. And also my Are They Botched series, which follows certain types of people that either undergo their own procedures done to themselves or make bad DIY choices at home, or even go and do all the right things and still get effed up along the way because someone unscrupulous has come in. And I think this is where we as a community, my channel is a community. The amount of people that I see that are repeat people, excited, talking in the comments about the content and the videos and the shows that we're watching and the experiences that we're all having together. I'm so thankful that so many of you have become a huge part of my life. Most of you guys are also on the Twitch streams, and it's incredible for me to think every Monday and every Thursday, whatever is going on in my life here in the four walls of my studio and beyond, that I can go online to a community of people that enjoy very similar content to me and actually like me. This is one thing that I would like to touch on, is that I find it very difficult to be liked. I find it very difficult to make friends beyond the barrier of like social butterfly at a party. Do you know what I mean? I can sit in a room full of people or at a table at a luncheon, shall we say, and I can make people giggle, I can comment on things and make gorgeous conversation flow. But as soon as it actually comes to actually having people's numbers in my phone and I go, hello, can we talk today? Or do you want to FaceTime? That number was quite small before this year. That number has grown to the point where I now feel a lot more comfortable, not only in myself, but allowing people into my life that I like. Oh my God, is this therapy 101? Hashtag welcome to the Chanel girls. Another point of interest for me this year is that I didn't expect mine and Rolly's podcast to be doing quite so well.
I'm never shopping in BHS again! Otherwise, disgusting save! I can't believe all this! You've mugged me, girls!
I think it's 13 episodes we have online right now, but over them, between them, we have over 1 million views. And that to me is just absolutely bonkers, because not only am I reacting to shows on my content for long form videos, commenting on what we are actually seeing there and then, people also want to listen to me share stories about my life, which some of the things that I've said on that podcast, I wouldn't say out of that environment. Do you know what I mean? I'd say them to personal friends perhaps, but I wouldn't ever feel so comfortable as to share them. And it's so strange to have people relate to you in such a way that makes the world feel like it's not so much of a bad place after all. Some of you guys saw me speak at XXluxeria and saw me speak on 2 panels, actually. One was the LGBTQ+ panel, and one was, well, a Mario Kart tournament, hardly talking, but nevertheless. This LGBTQ+ panel for me was a monumentous occasion in my life, because before that day, I would describe myself as having paralyzing stage fright. I hate stepping on a stage and having people listen to me. I find it nerve-wracking. My stomach comes out of my mouth. And I feel like a lot of it is to do with some things in my life that I'm pretty sure are undiagnosed. But I'm, you know, in the process of being screened for, shall we say. And I feel like 2022 will unlock a lot of answers for me about myself and the direction that I am on, if that makes sense. That LGBT panel at XXluxeria was a monumentous moment for me in the way of dealing and coping and controlling that overwhelming body urge you get to be like,
No, run away! I'm too scared, girls!
I forced that down into my glittery black heel and I said, that's not happening, my loves. Absolutely not happening to me today. And I went out and I shared my life experiences with the audience. I shared my life experiences with the other people on the panel. And I also answered questions from the audience without missing a beat. And there is something in me that always worries that I'm going to say the wrong thing or I'm going to really hurt somebody's feelings by just saying something that comes so normal to me that I haven't considered from somebody else's point of view. And I always try to speak in the most considered way I can. And that was such a... I stepped off that stage into the audience at the very end and we had a little mini meet and greet, me and Rolly. And I felt so elated of like, I have just done a huge thing in my life. I have crossed that barrier, almost of like point of no return, of like, I'm no longer in that scared little village anymore. I'm no longer in that little bubble of like, oh no, I can't do anything like that. I can't speak to people. No, I can't do all of that. I pushed through that barrier and I walked headfirst into a new life for myself. Talking about having nothing to be scared of, my loves, I want to share with you now some of my most favorite things that have happened this year on my channel. Some of those jaw-dropping, scandal girls, gag-worthy moments that have left us goop, poop, scooped and trooped here on the Chanel.
Mummy's got breasts.
Didn't do herself any favours. Siren of...
frumpy, dowdery woman.
Oh, touch me in the beds!
In the boudoir, girls!
Luckily, Andrew has a cupboard full of extensions and he's not afraid to use them.
What have you done?
Oh!
Make her look 10 years younger. Don't turn her into a child.
Excuse me, you need to wear a Say Something belt.
This year's all about plastic jewellery and a Say Something belt.
Yeah.
Oh, Hairdresser of the Year.
Presented by Trini and Susanna. This is bullying. She's the fairy child in school. Whee!
Yeah.
What was Trini doing there? Whee! Birds of a feather.
Gout. Haunted ladies, we've got gout.
Do you know what this syphilis needs? A fabulous wig.
Yes, Les Fabergé.
Pop the DVD into the orifice and watch The Swan Season 1, girls. The chance to be caressing this banister. I have so many thoughts. What the absolute fuck have we just watched from start to finish? The early 2000s were nuts. Absolutely nuts. Oh, pardon the pun.
Girls, have you got a famous face?
And I was like, I vaguely, in the depths of my mind, have plucked a tiny piece of information out of a box that's been sealed for 1,000 years. 12 seconds into this video, and look at what we're looking at.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, hello. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
You've got to do this for Mummy.
Cream all you want.
What? All of the plastic surgeries on her wish list. All of them. Very bosom. That's all I'm getting is bosom.
Andrea, oh, how
She doesn't
are you?
look entirely
Come with
comfortable.
me. Are you okay? Yeah. You look a bit stunned.
Come on!
Oh my god,
No.
I feel so entirely bad about sending Dominique home. But I want
Gag!
to face Janessa.
You fool.
What to say?
Season 2 of The Swan Girls. Oh, Amanda's gonna take our eyes out with that. Has Amanda been on The Swan as well? Oh, she's got a new hairdo. She's got a new necklace.
Why aren't you making it to the pageant?
You may not have been the biggest loser, you may not have won that competition, but tonight, you are the biggest loser.
Gagged. And what are you most excited for in 2022? I can't wait to see these comments, to see these answers, and I will be lurking. So please share because I'm always fascinated to hear. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. And I do want to 100% say thank you to every single Patreon here. And I cannot thank you enough for that because there are times in which your brain goes, oh my God, what if everything's just a lie? What if nobody really cares? And you guys have been there for me. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons, Kelly Loom, Stephanie Niatupski, Laura Ali, Dr. Dreamerella, Steph Utek, Orkos Samoji, Abigail Ash, Andy Henry, Beebles32, Caitlin Coating, Casey Donahue, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Crafty Leaks, Danielle, Dana Broderick, Dr. A, Jevod, Elizabeth Stone, Jared Pavlovsky, Jenny Hendricks, Caitlin Wright, Lane Wade, Min Min TM, Moisten98, Mariah Sherman, Nixie Tricks, Paolo Rivera, Romano, Ryan Vita, Sexy Texy RN, Succubus Lena, Traverful, Victoria Corella, Victoria Waldock, and Zaya Nazar. And with that, my loves, I want to wish you a gorgeous Happy New Year. I hope you have had a wonderful festivity period. I hope you've had a wonderful December. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate, I hope you had a gorgeous couple of days just now. I will see you in 2022, and I will see you in the next video.